It's been a heck of a homestand for the Colorado Mammoth. Tonight, they host the Rochester Nighthawks at the Loud House, looking to extend their winning streak to 3. Colorado's newest acquisition, forward Tyler Digby, has already proved he'll be a valuable member to the Mammoth squad. Dylan Ward and the boys in Burgundy will need to put a stop to Holden Cattoni's offensive force if they are to lock up another win. It's the Mammoth and the Nighthawks, next on Altitude. A beautiful late afternoon in downtown Denver. The Rocky Mountains say hello to the rest of North America as we welcome you inside the Pepsi Center. It's the Rochester Nighthawks and the Colorado Mammoth live on Altitude Sports and BR Live. Welcome inside the Pepsi Center, ladies and gentlemen, alongside former Mammoth player Jamie Shuchuk. My name is Teddy Jenner. Thank you for joining us. And Jamie, a little Sunday fun day action and a pretty interesting matchup between the expansion Rochester Nighthawks and the Mammoth team looking to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, two completely different teams. You know, you mentioned it. They played last night in San Diego, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so very quick turnaround for this team. They didn't get the result they wanted. Got 19 put up on them, so they're hungry. They're ready to go tonight, and you mentioned it. The Colorado Mammoth are riding a 2-game home streak against some 2 very tough opponents, so they're feeling it. Rochester needs a W here, so it should be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, this 2-game winning streak has come at the perfect time. They're playing 6 of their last 8 at home. They beat San Diego a couple weeks ago. They beat Philadelphia last weekend. This is a team that's starting to find its mojo.
Well, I think they're finding their identity. You know, we saw after that tough loss against San Diego and Vegas, they've really turned a corner. And they're getting leadership from all over the floor. We know what Dylan Ward can do, but young guys like Dylan Kinnear are coming in and contributing. So it's very exciting to see. And the offense is led by number 16, Ryan Lee, is having a heck of a season.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Ryan Lee. He leads the team in pretty much every offensive statistical category, and he's really taken his game to another level since they've really relied on him with no Jeremy Noble, no Zach Greer. They've said, you know what, Ryan, this is your team. Let's see what you can do. And he's been full value.
And last year, I think number 51, Eli McLaughlin, was that type of player. But this year, we've seen Ryan Lee step in. I think it's the confidence that's the biggest thing for this kid. And he's scoring goals. He's diving across the crease. He's got a rocket from the outside. And the addition of number 7, Tyler Digby, is going to create a lot of space to get his hands free.
The openness that Digby does create helps everybody on the floor. But at the other end of the floor, it's going to be Holden Cattoni, who Colorado's really going to have to pay attention to. Number 19 is there. Ryan Lee leads them in every statistical category. He came into the weekend tied for 5th in the league in scoring, and if you're not careful, he can put up a big number.
Yeah, he's a big player. He's extremely skilled and talented. You know, he played a season in Calgary, played a season in Georgia, and what I've seen from this kid is he can shoot the ball, and he loves to shoot the ball. But absolutely, he is the leader. He is the guy. And the Mammoth are going to have to get on his hands when he's winding up from the outside. And with Sean Evans being out for the last few weeks, it's really been a weight on Cattoni's shoulders to take his game to another level, and Rochester needs him to be big here tonight. It's going to be a fantastic one. It's the Mammoth and the Nighthawks. A fantastic Sunday fun day matchup. Come back and join us for Face-Off. The Mammoth and Nighthawks on Altitude Sports and BR Live. Welcome back inside the Pepsi Center, ladies and gentlemen. Final game on an 8-game weekend in the National Lacrosse League at the Mammoth, taking on the Rochester Nighthawks. Let's take a look at tonight's Inactive Report, brought to you by brought to you by BetMGM. For the Mammoth, scratch Kyle Killen and Jeff Winnick. For the Nighthawks, Julian Garitano and third goaltender, Rylan Hartley. Time now for your starting goaltenders, brought to you by Ford. And this is my favorite matchup so far.
Two guys that were teammates last year. Obviously, Deep was Dylan Ward's backup last year. He was left unprotected in the expansion draft, and he's found a home in Rochester, and you know he was looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Fryer was one of the best teammates I've ever seen, backing up Dylan Ward. We heard him on the bench, how vocal he is and how active he is. So it's great to see him get his opportunity to start. They've been rotating 3 goaltenders so far this season, but it's kind of a no-brainer for me to have Steve Fryer start for the Rochester Nighthawks tonight.
As they call him, a big team guy is Steve Fryer. Let's get you your starters for tonight's game. For Rochester, Paul Dawson, Ryland Reese, Thomas Whitty, Jay Thornberg, and Corey Highfield. For Colorado, Tim Edwards, Brett Craig, Robert Hope, Jordan Gillis, and Joey Capito. Johnny, a little thought from you on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, talking with head coach Pat Coyle before the game, they're really focusing this first quarter and breaking up into 3 5-minute segments. They recognize Rochester played last night, tough travel today, but they like what they've built since that loss in Las Vegas to San Diego. They like the momentum they've generated. They're going to focus 3 5-minute segments here tonight and see how they do.
Thanks, Johnny. I think, Jamie, it's important to jump on this Rochester team early, not let them take that energy and that extra gas reserve into this opening 5 minutes.
Well, typically, when you do have back-to-backs in the NLL, the second game, they don't win very often. But that being said, I think that Rochester being hungry and having Steve Fryer in goal is really going to push this team. So it'll be interesting to see how these first 5 minutes go.
Off the opening draw, Colorado will have possession. Here comes Chris Wardle. 45 points on the season, including 16 goals for the good Victoria boy. Now Ryan Lee, the man we highlighted in the opening. Brings it near side. Wardle around the screen, gives it off to McLaughlin. The pass was just behind him. Now they got to be careful. Up ahead in transition was big Paul Dawson. Looking for bodies coming off the bench. Dawson will shoot and score. That's not the start they wanted. Dawson's second of the season. High heat from the big man, 1-0, just 43 seconds in.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Paul Dawson's one of those guys. He's a leader on the back end of this team and very vocal player there. You know, I think Dylan Ward's going to want that one back. First shot, first goal, but you know, nice take by Dawson. Look for Dylan Ward to play that high arc. And that's how you got to beat him, is those seeing eye shots. Nice high-to-high shot there by Paulie.
Give the assist to young Ryland Reese, the number 2 overall pick in this past entry draft. And Reese has been fantastic in his first year. He's now got 10 points, including 6 assists. And Colorado finds themselves behind early here, but still a lot of lacrosse to go here from the Loud House. Thanks for joining us on Altitude and BR Live. Comes Dylan Kinnear. Gets it over to Ryan Lee. He'll shoot, and a nice early save there for Steve Fryer. Quickly, ball moved up ahead. Daryl Robertson. Rochester 0-4 when scoring first, so that might be a bit of a bad omen, but every game is a chance to break a streak. And here's an opportunity for them with a lot of lacrosse to go. Catoni's shot put it right on target. And there's the first save of the night for Dylan Ward. Now Colorado running in numbers. Tim Edwards with Gillis. Gillis, shot, shoulder save by Steve Fryer. Loose ball. Picked up there by Dallas Bridle. Came over last week in a trade with Buffalo. Curtis Knight. Catoni. Into the corner, Turner Evans. Here's Liam Osborne. Was a draft pick of the Colorado Mammoths this year, but was cut out of camp, and Rochester just signed him this week. Evans, watched there by Capito. Near side Knight, shot, hit a stick, never made it through. Loose ball, grabbed there by Capito. And a good defensive set there by Rochester. Here's Robert Hope. We'll leave it for Chris Wardle. Wardle matched up with Ryland Reese. He's got Dylan Kinnear with him. Gives it to Lee, now into the corner, Digby. Digby gets a pick from McNabb, now Wardle near side. Wardle stutter step, will shoot to a screen, and that hit Paul Dawson, never made it on target. And Rochester lucky not to get called back in, but ball loose. McNabb in there, but good job by Rochester just to pinch him out of the play, and Jay Thornberg has it on the good side of center.
The officials letting these guys play early, a lot of clutching, a lot of grabbing down low there. on both ends.
Your three officials, Fowler, Ecclestone, and Kitashima, all ref the game in San Diego last night between the Nighthawks and Seals. And the Seals outscored Rochester 8-1 in the fourth. Up ahead, Rooster, shot, scored! What a pass from Carnegie! Floated it as Rooster ran onto it. And that's a great way to tie it up. It's 1-1.
Plays like that are going to be absolutely key for the Mammoth tonight. Transition, you see Rooster shot out of a cannon there out of the gate. Catches this ball, gets Steve Fryer. One quick step there and just fires a 5-hole. Johnny, how important is transition for the Mammoth in these first 5 minutes?
Well, it's something they do obviously very well, players like Joey Capito, but to get momentum going for their team, to get this arena going. That's, Dylan Ward's obviously can pass the ball, and you can see they can move it from the D end as well. But whenever sluggish on either end, what gets energy, what gets excitement going here at the Pepsi Center is transitional play.
Jacob Roy's 18th of the season. Mama and Papa Rooster watching back home. Coates will take this draw against Willman. And Willman will win it, but loose ball picked up there by the Mammoth. That's Josh Sullivan. Sullivan runs to space. And Wisely will just run behind the net and reset with Robert Hope at center. Warren Jeffrey gonna stay and play a little shift to O here for the big rookie. McLaughlin around the Wardle screen. Wardle, pump fake shot. Oh, he put it off the post. Great two-man game there between Eli and Wardle. But the skinny red friend behind Steve Fryer made the save. Here's Liam Osborne. Mickle, Katoni. Back near side, Curtis Knight. Katoni shoots and scores. What a rip from Holden Katoni, team leading 24th. And he stung the short side pipe. And a great response by Rochester. It's 2-1.
Yeah, we talk about how difficult those are. If you want to beat a goaltender like Dylan Ward, got to get the ball moving side to side here. And this is Katoni's wheelhouse. Just a catch and an absolute laser. You can see how quickly he gets the ball out of his stick here. Just a quick catch and snap, and getting that near side pipe there on Dylan Ward. That's a hell of a shot. Give the lone assist to Curtis Knight. And if you're head coach Mike Hazen, this is the perfect start for your club. Up 2-1, approaching the 4-minute mark of the opening quarter. And they've won another draw. Back to Paul Dawson. Here comes Dallas Bridle. Knight into the corner, Turner Evans. Down in the corner, Bridle. Evans, oh, and Lightning had it, but dropped it, and they capitalize. Turner Evans, right spot, right time, and he beats Dylan Ward low far side. An unlucky break for the Mammoth, but it's 3-1 Rochester. Yeah, we see Capito do this all the time, where he tries to intercept those east-west passes. He would have been gone. Unfortunately, lost it. His partner Jordan Gillis was unable to get over in time, and nice little tuck there by Turner Evans to get it under the glove on Dylan Ward. 2 goals in 29 seconds for the Nighthawks, and they've got a 2-goal lead. They only led once last night in San Diego, and that was 1-0.
They've got 2 breaks. Obviously, that play there with Joey Capito just missing that pass. On the previous goal, that shot was going to Dylan Ward's right side, but it hit Jordan Gillies' stick and then went short side. So, when you're in a tough spot, traveling like they are back-to-back, you need breaks, and Rochester has got a few breaks early here.
Shot 6-3 in favor of the Nighthawks. Lee, McLaughlin, Kinnear. Drives underneath, flips it up to Eli. Lee comes off a Rouet pick, will shoot, saved there by Fryer as he handled that one with ease. And he'll look for an outlet pass and go right to the center of the floor to Bennett. Katoni. He'll bounce it near side to Curtis Knight. Osborne. Far side Katoni. Catoni will shoot, saved there by Dylan Ward. Loose ball picked up by Brett Craig. Capito was up ahead of the floor, but they won't force it. And both teams will go for a full sail change. Wardle. Stutter step, won't shoot it. They'll give it off to McNabb. Now Ryan Lee. Near side McLaughlin. McNabb spins. Had a man open, but he took a bounce shot. That went wide off the near side glass. Picked up by Rochester, and they're going to run. Thornberry has numbers with him. Thornberry will shoot. Left leg saved there by Dylan Ward. Loose ball picked up by Lintz. And that'll be a back-in call on on Colorado. And when we come back, with 9:08 in the opening quarter, it'll be Rochester's possession. The Nighthawks are feeling it early, and they're up 3-1. Come back from Denver, Colorado.
To their new seats right now. Stop by and dine with them in one of their 5 locations in London, Aurora, Westminster, Century, and Colorado Springs.
Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Back inside the Loud House, 3-1 Rochester leading Colorado. I want to say hello to all the Nighthawk fans watching back east. In Rochester, as we get set to get back to action, and it wasn't the best start. Colorado needs to refocus here and focus on the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, like Johnny said, just a couple bad breaks. Didn't go their way. But this Mammoth team are a resilient group, and look for their defense to lead the way.
Back live action, hold it Catoni. Around the top. Now, Curtis Knight near side. Catoni. Into the corner. Outside shot. Oh, that one went through Ward and off the post. And Rochester get called an illegal push on a loose ball. Now Catoni getting roughed up in the middle. And Warren Jeffrey got a hold of a couple bodies. And it looks like we're going to have offsetting minors here to Lintz and Catoni. And both teams are changing, so it looks like it's going to be Colorado possession. So there you see it went right through the 6 hole and then off the pipe. And there you see what all the fuss was about is Catoni gave Robert Hope a couple extra pushes, and then Lintz came into the defense of his teammate. Oh, and it is going to be Rochester possession. I was wondering why the teams were changing.
Colorado penalty, Rochester penalty, both 2-minute foul. Will resume with Rochester ball.
Andrew Ectosone letting everybody know the call. So we'll play 5-on-5. As Lintz and Catoni will sit for 2 each. Into the corner. Highfield thought about it, brings it near side to Curtis Knight. Knight around the top. He'll shoot a twister, got knocked down by the stick of Brett Craig. Loose ball picked up by Osborne over to Turner Evans. Inside feed to Highfield. That almost went on target. Loose ball grabbed there by Brett Craig. He's going to run to open space and come near side to Hope. One more up top. And Dan Coates. He'll leave it for McLaughlin. Here's Eli working near side with Chris Wardle. Late man is Jacob Rouet. Into the corner, Ryan Lee. Couple seal picks. Now Rooster one-timer and he just missed the pass. That was a good look by Wardle, but Rouet just couldn't find the handle. Now Wardle all alone. Time and earn Wardle. Shoot, he just missed short side. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Here comes Rochester running the other way. And the 30-second shot clock isn't running. Now it's started. Bridle. Off a Knight pick. Gives it off to Dan Mickle. Now Corey Highfield. Near side Curtis Knight. Knight skips it across to Highfield, working on Carnegie. One more Bennett. Flips it inside. Shot. Nice job by the Mammoth defense. That was Jordan Gillis who soaked that one. And it never made it on target. Here's Dylan Kinnear. Comes off the pick from McLaughlin. Kinnear shot. Nice low save there by Steve Fryer. And Deep's looking real comfortable, Jamie.
Yeah, nice job there by Deep. It was one of those offensive sets where the Mammoth were still looking to get their guys on the floor, but not a bad early shot there. On the other side, the Mammoth are doing a great job keeping everything to the outside, getting sticks in lanes, letting Dylan Ward see the ball in that high arc.
Into the far corner, Turner Evans. Works his way underneath. Backhand scores! What a goal! Oh my goodness!
And they're going to get Craig here.
And, yep, going to get a late one.
Off the post and in, short side backhander. Turner Evans put it on the highlight reel.
It's
4-1.
That's one way to beat Dylan Ward. Nice creativity by Turner Evans, all in one motion. Stops on a dime here as he's going low. And then he knew he was shooting that ball as soon as he saw Dylan Ward take a step up field, and that's a
Colorado penalty number
greatly
13,
placed
2
shot
minutes,
right off
illegal
that near
cross-check.
pipe. And Brett Craig is going to get a
2-minute.
2-minute for a late hit there, looks like. So nice momentum here for the Rochester Nighthawks to get a goal and then go right on the power play.
Leading it 4-1. We were looking at the stats last night, and they were, I believe, -6 in the first quarter in goals for, goals against. And this is a great way to turn that around. They got 4 in the first 8.5 minutes. Turner gets the goal from Mickle and Knight. Time of the goal, 8:17. And then the penalty was to Brett Craig, so Colorado's gonna have to kill some time here. Here comes Colorado, just working the clock. McLaughlin, Rouet, now Lee. 14 on the shot clock. Wardle, backside cut, Lee shot, oh what a shoulder save there by Steve Fryer, and that was very close, and Lee looks back and has words for his former teammate. Here comes Rochester with a power play. Their first of the night. 45.5%. Always got to be careful of Colorado shorthanded. Inside, Highfield scores! Johnny, were they playing a dime in there on defense?
Yeah, they just shifted their box over where Joey Capito was putting emphasis on Gattoni up top, and we've talked, a lot this year. Robert Hope on that left crease, and it kind of isolated him by himself. You can see that tilt, right? And Robert Hope's got a 2-on-1, and it's just a nice little toe drag.
And here comes Tyler Carlson in favor of Dylan Ward. It's now 5-1 with 5:38 remaining.
Rochester, kind of forced Colorado's hand there by how they played Gattoni and brought him a little bit towards this side, so it wasn't a standard, man up or power play setup, and that really caused that 3-on-2 to 2-on-1.
Highfield from Gattoni and Curtis Knight. Knight's got 4 assists already. And they're not making the change to Dylan Ward right away, so they might run with Tyler Carlson, maybe the TV timeout. Here's Kinnear. Ryan Lee, back to Kinnear. Tried to pass it into McLaughlin, had it knocked down by a nice stick by Paul Dawson. Rochester, last 2 first quarters, they've had 4 total goals. Tonight they got 5 in 9.5 minutes.
So you're saying Carlson started coming to the bench and Pat Coyle waved him off, told him to go back.
Here's Osborne to Knight. Evans, shot, took a deflection, gets his own rebound. 8 on the shot clock. Evans, inside feed, Osborne, delayed penalty coming up here to Hope. And Rochester doesn't look like the team that played last night. When we come back, they will be on the power play. It's 5-1, shots are 11-7. Can Colorado turn this one around? Come back and find out from Denver, Colorado.
Colorado Mammoth 5-1. Head coach Pat Coyle, not the start obviously you guys wanted here. What was your message to the team during that break?
They look like a team that got embarrassed last night and want to redeem themselves, and we look like a team that thinks we just need to show up to win. So we need to play lacrosse.
Thanks.
Thanks, Johnny. And Pat Coyle is poignant as ever. They got to wake up.
Yeah, and he's being honest, and we know we're going to get nothing but candid responses from Pat Coyle. I think he's exactly right. I think that's got to be the message to the boys here. Traditionally, I feel like the last couple seasons, the Mammoth don't start well no matter who they play against. So interesting to see how they respond.
Second power play opportunity here for Rochester. They were 1 for 4 last night in San Diego. Catoni shot, nice save there by Carlson. It'll deflect up and out of play, reset to 30. Knight, Catoni. Highfield, shot, scores! Put it through the 5-hole, and I know they're trying to lock off Catoni, Johnny, but so far it's not working.
No, and I think that's the adjustment you can see Pat Coyle starting to make with his defensive coordinator, that they got to just rotate over. But that's a shot low to low. That's one you'd like to see your goaltender make, but yeah, from a defensive point of view, you'd like to see a little bit more pressure on that shooter as well.
6-1 Rochester. They had 6 goals in 60 minutes of lacrosse last night. Seems like that early flight really woke them up.
And that's, like we talked about, they got nothing to lose. They're a 2-9 team. Yeah, they got a big game. Jobs are on the line here. Young guys are, trying to step up and show them that they belong here. So, definitely some great momentum. I'd like to see from the Mammoth offensively is grind this team down. The last few possessions, ball's kind of dying on one side of the floor. When this Mammoth team's successful, they're swinging it, moving the ball, and they're all getting their looks.
Well, Colorado needs to find something. Here's a bounce shot from Lee, almost a bit of a desperation shot. Bounce off the glass late in the shot clock, and Fryer will wear it right off the chest. Watch all the action from around the National Lacrosse League this season on PR Live. Choose from annual, monthly, or per game passes. For more information, visit nll.com/BRLive. Thanks for tuning in on PR Live right now, and also on Altitude TV. Into the corner, Mickle. Evans gets a pick there from Catoni. Shot, put it wide, that'll go off the sideboards, right to Curtis Knight. 4 on the shot clock. Sorry, 14 on the shot clock. There's an outside shot off the leg pad, loose ball picked up by Warren Jeffrey.
Well, the message, guys, down here beside me is they obviously like to start, but they're preaching reverse transition and penalties. They don't want to let Colorado back in the game by giving them power plays or reverse transition. Let's see if they can shut that down here the rest of this quarter.
Here's Jake McNabb. Pumps it down low to Tyler Digby. 10 on the shot clock. Digby, backhand flip McNabb. Got to get a shot up. He won't. Steve Fryer will pick it up in his own crease. He'll bring it near side of Rylan Reese. Colorado back in numbers, so Reese will leave it there for Curtis Knight. Laid off the bench, Dan Mickle. Catoni, near side Knight. Tucks it underneath. Leaves it there for Dowse. Bridley put it off the crossbar. Reset the 30, and Rochester just has all the momentum and everything's going their way, out shooting the Mammoth 16-8 with 2 minutes left in the opening 15. Bridle skips it to Catoni. One more to Highfield, pass out of his reach. Loose ball grabbed there by Hope. And here comes Coates trying to ignite some transition. Only goal the Mammoth have came in transition. And that was a goal by Jacob Rouet. Ryan Lee off a pick, gives it off to Kinnear. Drives underneath, diving, scores!
The flag's already been tossed for that to be a review.
Kinnear got underneath his check, Dylan Evans, and beat Fryer between the wickets. But as Johnny said, Mike Hazen instantly threw the challenge flag. Let's have a look.
I didn't think he was anywhere near the crease before he shot this ball.
It's gonna be close.
But the question is, he's dragging his knees there maybe? Did his elbows touch? But the ball appeared to go clear in. And I didn't see anybody on the backside.
So Fowler will come over and work with the replay crew here inside the Pepsi Center. That's gonna be a close one.
I'm just impressed at how fast he got that out of his right back pocket and onto the floor. And we've seen obviously a lot of challenges. I don't think we've seen one that fast.
It's almost like he knew right away. Yeah, I think this one might be coming back.
I think that left elbow is going to be, I think, the closest part of his body that's...
Yeah, I think he's down as it bounces shy of the goal line, but Fowler is the one with the final call. This will probably be the best angle.
Watching it in slow motion here, guys, you know, defensively we've talked at length with our time together. Defensively, can't get beat underneath, right? And Rochester's played obviously a great quarter so far. But that's the angle there, I think, guys.
Yeah, the ball is yet to cross the line. This is going to be no goal, I believe. And Dylan Kinnear will be denied his 7th goal of the season. But
yeah, his hands are down. You can see from that angle.
Well, it's always, you know, interesting. You know, we see the same replays on the big screen, and Rochester's offense is on the floor.
Here's the call from Ryan Fowler.
A little microphone trouble.
No goal.
No goal. But yeah, the teams kind of give it away. You know, when they saw that last replay, Colorado sent their defense out and Rochester sent their offense out.
So it remains a 5-goal game. Rochester leading at 6-1, 90 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Comes Liam Osborne. Another delayed penalty coming up here to Colorado. Fryer to the bench. And Hope will find it. And it's going to be a slashing call off ball. And it's going to be on the captain, Dan Coates. And Rochester, who's 2 for 2 so far in the night, a chance to make this a 6-goal lead before the end of the first quarter.
And these off-ball slashes have been a focus point for this league in the last 2 years. I wish those were around when I played. But, you know, I think it's a good call there, and I think it's one of those things that the officials are going to call that in the first quarter. They got to call it all game long and have to go both ways.
So let's see if they make the adjustments with this short man unit. Katoni kicks it down low. Now Curtis Knight up top. Katoni. The Knight shot, put it high and wide. Loose ball grabbed there by Turner Evans. Evans fakes it, takes it, bouncer just missed, and that will go up and out of play.
That went off of Joey Capito's foot.
Good eyes, Johnny.
Yeah, thank you. Not an adjustment, though. You actually are going to make an adjustment. Joey's still playing more right in that middle of the floor, giving Highfield that opportunity to take that outside shot.
Here's Katoni, plays 1-2 with Knight. He'll drag. Knight. Katoni. Down low, Evans. Katoni top center. He'll shoot, put it wide, loose ball. Katoni has his own rebound. 8 on the shot clock. Knight. Katoni. Good close there by Capito's. Lintz soaked it. And then a late shot there by Highfield. Gets an extra chop from Tyler Carlson, and Lintz is feeling the effects of that one. Last 30 to play, Johnny.
Sorry, Tay. Joey Capito did a great job recognizing the shot clock and jumped out at that adjacent pass, knowing the shot had to be taken.
Carlson to the bench. They'll play 5-on-5 in the last 10 seconds. McNabb will shoot. That's way too early. 4 on the clock. And that'll be a back over, and it'll be the end of the quarter. Well,
1 second left.
1.3. So they got a matchup on Katoni real quick. Gonna come in and take a shot. Tyler Carlson out to make the save, and a tough start for Colorado, but if you're Mike Hayes and the Rochester Nighthawks, picture perfect opening 15 minutes. Can Rochester hold on? Can Colorado claw back? We got 45 minutes left. Come back and find out. Back inside the Pepsi Center. Watch all the action from around the National Lacrosse League this season on VR Live. Choose an annual, monthly, or per game pass. For more information, visit nll.com/VR Live. Mammoth fans, did you know that if you come to 1, 2, or even 6 Mammoth games throughout the season, there's perks for you. Check out the Flex Plan. designed to be the most flexible plan for Mammoth fans. Plans come in a package of 12 or 18 tickets. Utilize however you like throughout the season. Pick your game, number of tickets you use, pick your seat. It's all up to you. Check it out at ColoradoMammoth.com. 6 goals last night for Rochester against the Seals. 6 goals in the first quarter tonight. It's a pretty good turnaround.
And you have Dylan Ward on the bench. Well, you know, typically you give the guy a breather, but it looks like this tells me that Tyler Carlson is going to finish this game.
Off the face-off, loose ball picked up by Capito. He's gonna go for a run. Capito shot, faked it, score! Oh, they wave it off! Capito get called for the crease violation. Here comes Rochester the other way. Capito threw one too many fakes, and Fryer knew it right away.
Yeah, you can see he got Fryer biting, but that left foot, good call by the officials to catch that.
Rochester still 20 seconds on this power play. Catoni behind the net, Evans. Up top, Highfield on his wrong side. He'll take a shot, knocked down there by Lintz. Loose ball picked up by Highfield, shot goes wide. Catoni, late in the 30, that one will go wide. And up and out of play. Mammoth and Coates will be out in 4 seconds. Johnny.
Sorry, Ted. Mammoth are doing a great job, man down, blocking a ton of shots, really clogging that middle up. They blocked 2 there in that last Rochester possession.
So back to 5 aside. Let's see if Colorado can get some momentum going here in the second quarter. Wardle comes off a pick from Kinnear. Double clutch from Lee. Behind the net, McLaughlin driving. Can't get his hands free on the wrong side. Now McNabb will shoot a bouncer, kicked aside there by Fryer. Loose ball. And Colorado had it twice, but Rochester will come away with it. Dylan Evans. Into the corner, Curtis Knight. Catoni to Knight. And off to Osborne, driving underneath. Good check there by the Mammoth defender. Quick turnover. Here comes Sullivan. Colorado's got numbers if they run. Sullivan, he'll shoot, turned aside there by Steve Fryer. Loose ball picked up by Rochester. Colorado back. Thornberry doesn't have numbers, so he'll slow it up and give it off to Catoni. Near side, Turner Evans. Evans gets to the middle of the floor. Shot goes high and wide. It's on the back of the net of Carlson. He'll find it, as Sullivan had lost his stick. Jeffrey across center. Near side, Rouet. Around a double seal, finds McLaughlin off the bench. He'll shoot a tough angle, saved by Fryer. Ball in the corner. McLaughlin bumps into his man. That was Udig, and it's picked up by Rochester. They're gonna run. Back inside, what a finish, what a pass! Bennett to Dylan Evans, who gets his first of the year, and it's 7-1 Rochester.
Yeah, it's a tough one for the Mammoth, but again, it's their offensive possessions that are turning into these goals here. A broken play, Rochester sends 3 defenders. You get a nice pick there in the middle of the floor by Willman, and Tyler Carlson a little far of his net there. A nice little quick stick. Go up 7-1.
Time of the goal, 2:36. And I'm just going to keep harping on it. This does not look like a team that played last night and it had a 6:40 a.m. flight. They are taking it to Rochester, and lacrosse VP of Ops, Brian Lemon, letting me know that teams are just over 500 on back-to-back games over the past decade in the NLL. So it's not always an easy win when you're playing teams on the second of back-to-back games. And Rochester's putting that to good use here tonight. Here comes Catoni. Into the corner, Curtis Knight. He can't find. He's watched there by Brett Craig. Takes a chop, and it'll go up and out of play. Nice job there by the rookie to cause the turnover.
The team that looks like to play last night is a team wearing the burgundy uniforms right now. But their bench is alive. They're talking to one another. They like to see the transition, try to get themselves and this arena going as well.
It's Ryan Lee. Backdoor look to McLaughlin, and Fryer again making a nice save. And Shuey, you mentioned it when I said, it wasn't a surprise to me that Steve Fryer got the start here, and he said, well, he knows the shooters really well, and he's showing that he's got a book on pretty much everybody.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a book for sure, and he knows what these guys like to do. We know what Eli McLaughlin likes to do: shoot from that King Super sign, you know, or come down the pipe. He's done that a couple times, and Steve Fryer has been there to answer the bell.
Capito picks that pass off. Colorado going to try and run here. Capito will shoot a bouncer, rebound. Oh, and Coach tried to follow up. And then Steve Fryer reached the big twig out, finds that loose ball, quickly up ahead to Corey Highfield. Here's your favorite song, Shuey. Baby Shark. Mikkel gives it off to Osborne. Inside flip, doesn't connect. And a nice job there by Tyler Carlson to find that loose ball. He'll bump it up ahead to Sullivan. You were doing the dance, I saw you.
Yeah, and I could do without this one.
Here's Ryan Lee near side. One more, McLaughlin double clutch and a nice arm save there by Steve Fryer. Fresh 30 as Wardle finds it. Lee, Rue's wide open, they didn't see him. They tried to go behind the net to Wardle. A nice job to find, they'll call him for reaching in the crease. Must have made contact with the defender. And here's Bennett, had the nice assist on the Dylan Evans goal. Now Curtis Knight, near side Katoni. Into the corner. Rydell. Hightower late in the 30. Katoni, outside shot. Oh, that went right through Tyler Carlson and out the backside. A little nonchalant for TC, but he obviously knows his angles. It's a 6-goal lead. Colorado yet to get the motors going. Still a lot of time though. You're watching the NLL on BR Live and Altitude.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center as the Rochester Nighthawks are leading the Colorado Mammoth 7-1 here in the second quarter with head coach Mike Hazen. Great start for you guys, obviously, here tonight. What would you like to see out of your club in this last 9 minutes?
The same thing we've been doing so far. I like to say we're playing nice and tight on defense and then pushing the ball in transition when we have the opportunity. But we're just being really smart and we're just kind of dictating right now. So a nice change from last night, to say the least.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Johnny, thank you. And yeah, a complete different team. Very similar to when Colorado played in Vancouver, had that tough outing, and then went into Saskatchewan the next night on a short turnaround and put a whooping on the Rush. It's now Rochester's turn.
Yeah, and great for Rochester to start a game like this. We mentioned their poor first quarters, but you know, I think Pat Coyle's exactly right with his team. There are a bunch of guys playing right now. Like, they got to show up. Playing a 2-9 team, sometimes that tends to happen, but they need a guy up front here to step up and get these guys going.
Here's Wardle inside. Digby one-timer. He bounced it over top of the net. My question will be, as this game goes on, does the short turnaround begin to catch up with Rochester and maybe start to see some tired legs in the second half?
Well, that's why the Mammoth offense need to grind this defense down, because all their offensive possessions so far, they're shooting within the first 10-15 seconds. We always talk about tiring the defense out to the last 10 seconds, and that's where they're not great. So I think that's one adjustment the Mammoth could make to really take advantage of the tired legs here.
Bounce shot goes wide. Coates will bring it up the floor. Had Lee cutting through the middle, but he was on his wrong side. McNabb will take the shot, and he just missed, and then McLaughlin couldn't find it off the bounce on the boards. That'll be a back over call on Colorado with 8:53 remaining. Shots 18-14 in favor of the Nighthawks. They had 17 shots by the end of the first half last night, and just a complete turnaround less than 24 hours later. Pass doesn't connect to Mikkel. Gives it off to Curtis Knight. Osborne tucks it underneath. Takes the shot. Nice save there by Tyler Carlson. Got a man up ahead. It's Tim Edwards. Edwards won't force it. He'll slow it. And wait for a full offensive complement to get onto the floor. Near side, Rouet comes off a Digby pick. Takes the shot. He put it off the post. And it'll go up and out of play, reset to 30. Stay here with Mammoth possession. McLaughlin driving underneath on Rylan Reese. Rookie turns him back. McLaughlin turns the corner, can't find Digby, but he's able to find that loose ball. There's going to be a penalty coming up here to Doug Udding, and the Mammoth will have their first power play of the night. The number 3 extra man unit in the league will have a chance to go to work and end a bit of this momentum as the Nighthawks are on a 6-goal run. Last goal for Colorado was at 11:59 remaining in the first quarter. That's just over 19 minutes without a goal.
You know, we've seen the Mammoth power play. They really don't run a lot of plays, guys. Like they just move the ball around and they look for those open shots. So, you know, we saw Tyler Digby run the point last week, and he's going to run the point again here for this Mammoth unit.
Lee, Rouet, Wardle, McLaughlin, and Digby. Backhand flip shot into the 5-hole of Steve Fryer, and he read that one cleanly. Pass up ahead to Rylan Reese. And Rochester will look to kill some time. Dawson has it at center floor. He'll leave it here for Turner Evans. Far side, Rydell to Osborne. Near side, Evans trying to drive underneath. Good defense there by Capito. And Evans put a shot on net from a tough angle. Still minute 15 remaining on the minor. Here's Ryan Lee. Digby to Lee. McLaughlin, twister, shoulder save, Steve Fryer. He's in a zone right now, seeing everything cleanly, not giving up any tough rebounds. And then Wardle picks it off. Chris Wardle, shot, score! That is a big goal for Colorado.
And that's also a big break for the Colorado Mammoth. We mentioned they're not getting their breaks. Everything's going Rochester's way, and that's a huge goal there. Chris Wardle being rewarded for his hard work. Gets that big frame up, knocks the ball down, scoops it up. Nice little fake there. Gets Steve Fryer freezing and makes no mistake putting it around him under the glove. Go up 7-2.
First goal in 20 minutes. And it was much needed. Wardle unassisted on the power play at 8-10. And for Chris Wardle, his 17th of the season. And procedure on the draw called on Jay Thorbear. So Colorado, an excellent opportunity to get a couple back. There's Ryan Lee. Near side, Jake McNabb. McNabb had a lane, didn't take it, gives it off to Lee. Lee will skip it far side, Kinnear. Digby steps away from his check, will take a shot and just put it wide. Ball will bounce off the official and be picked up here in the near side boards by the Nighthawks. Bennett bumps into the corner to Knight. Knight takes a chop there by Brett Craig. Top center shot, rings it off the post. Now a chance on a breakaway for Robert Hope. Sorry, that was Ryan Lee on the back defensive end. And Leeser will wait.
So Rochester's going to get a penalty for too many men here.
Tyler Carlson to the bench. McLaughlin to Lee. McNabb. Down low, Wardle. Inside, Digby. Double clutch. Score! That's a big goal for Digger. It's rare you see a big man with those kind of soft hands inside, but he took the feed from Wardle. Got Fryer on his feet. And that's a 6-on-5 goal, and it's 7-3.
When I was watching how that play starts, you know, typically on a 6-on-5 delayed penalty, you don't really have time to set up a play, so you just kind of play your man up. But Digby was very smart there, just sneaking inside. When the ball went to Eli McLaughlin, he just subtly put his stick out there, and that's that trust and chemistry that this Mammoth offense is building. And you know, you mentioned it, this guy's got such soft hands. Nice little fake and puts it around Steve Fryer.
So for Digby, his 17th of the season, but third as a member of the Mammoth in just his second game with the club. But A nice job by Colorado. It wasn't the start they wanted, but they slowly found a bit of momentum here. Digby from Wardle and McLaughlin with the goaltender pull, so a 6-on-5 goal.
Let's get this ball. Go get us another one.
Here's Highfield. Down in the corner, Curtis Knight. One-on-one with Capito. And that's going to be an illegal screen. Carlson going to race out to find this one. He'll bump it up ahead to Jordan Gillis. Gillis, one more. Oh, and a nice one-timer, but an even better save by Steve Fryer. As Eli McLaughlin gets taken to the ground, the Mammoth fans want to call. They're not going to get it. Here's Paul Dawson, deep into the offensive zone. He had the opening goal here tonight. And that really started the momentum for this Rochester club. Evans, the Osborne shot through the wickets. Oh, that almost squeaked through. Loose ball. Knight battling, as is Dallas Bridle. Takes a couple of checks. Gives it to Osborne. One more. Turner Evans, double clutch, gets to the middle of the floor. Bouncer goes wide. 20 on the shot clock. A lot of time here for Rochester still. 4:20 remaining in the second quarter. Shot saved by Carlson. Ball loose. Picked up by Rochester. Bridle has it. He's pinned against the boards by Warren Jeffrey. Now double team with Sullivan. And Bridle still has it. Ball pops free. Sullivan gonna try and find it. He gets dragged down. Loose ball finally grabbed there by the Cats and Yankoats. Great job by the defense, Johnny.
Yeah, holding it down there, and they're playing with energy. Right, they're being physical in front of the net, and they're moving the ball up as an offensive unit as well. The arena's going here a little bit, so let's see if they can put 2, 3, 4 shifts together.
Here's Ryan Lee. Late man off the bench is McLaughlin driving, and he'll get called for in the crease. He was trying to find a flip pass to Wardle, but a good collapse there by Rochester. Shots this quarter, 12-3 in favor of Colorado, but they trail by 4. Come back for the final 3.5 here from Rochester on PR Live and Altitude. 7-3, Rochester leading Colorado with 3.5 remaining in the first half. Mammoth Lacrosse returns to the Loud House to take on division rival Calgary on Friday, March 20th at 7:30 p.m. for the 11th annual Lacrosse Out Cancer Game presented by Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children. Lacrosse Out Cancer is the Mammoth's signature fundraising event that raises awareness of this terrible disease and celebrate the survivors. Funds from the uniform auction and portion of each ticket sold will be donated to help the Mammoth Lacrosse Out Cancer for Good. Tickets start at $10. Check it out at coloradomammoth.com. I had a Facebook reminder today that it was just a few years ago that Sean Pollock scored that dramatic overtime winner on Lacrosse Out Cancer Night. Of course, his wife Jenna was battling breast cancer at the time, and there was no more fitting guy to score that goal than number 17.
I was on the floor when that happened. I believe that was one of my last Mammoth games I ever played, but you're exactly right. It was, you know, being a personal friend of Sean Pollock and knowing their family and what they went through, you know, couldn't be more fitting, but, you know, it was an event like that and a moment like that that just makes that night even more special.
Join us for the next home game.
The best sellies I've ever seen.
It was a knee down, toe drag, fist pump, look to the heavens, had it all. Here's Evans, outside shot, saved by Carlson. And he thought about throwing the long bomb, and he'll go backhand to Jeffrey. Up ahead, Carnegie, they gotta get over quickly, and they do just in time. Here's Gillis. He'll leave it for Ryan Lee and go for a change. Kinnear, Digby, into the corner, McLaughlin. Up top, Digby. Tries to work inside, brings it back, Ryan Lee, pass just out of his reach. Kinnear shot after the 30, and it'll be a violation. And Rochester will start with it with 2.5 remaining here in the opening half, leading by 4. Here's Curtis Knight. Near side, Dan Mickle. Good job by Capito to force him back. Knight watched there by Brett Craig. One more, Corey Highfield. Thought about an outside shot, watched there by Capito. Outside bouncer, nice save by Carlson. Got Capito up ahead of him. on the fly. Joey Capito, shot. Oh, he tried to go 5-hole and flyer again. Wise to it and just held his ground. Up ahead, Dylan Evans. Turner and Dylan not related, but Turner and Sean Evans are. Sean Evans still on the Nighthawks IR week to week with an upper body injury. Near side, Katoni. Down low, Turner Evans. Stutter step swim with good job there by Craig, keeping a stick in his chest. Katoni twister, put it through the wickets, and it'll go up and out of play. Johnny, you gotta like that from the young rookie, just staying his ground, stick in chest.
Yep, calm and cool and collected. Right, just keep the offensive player in front of him, and you don't want to commit a foul in that situation. So like we said, Colorado defense has put shifts together. Let's see if they can continue it for a minute and 25 seconds.
Here's Eli, working with Wardle. Skips it to Lee. Back to Eli. Around the top, takes the shot, saved there by Fryer. Ball loose in the corner. And smart play there by McLaughlin, just to bat it to space. Loose ball picked up by Rouet.
This is where the second 2 games in 2 nights starts to wear on you, these multiple possessions as a defensive unit.
Wardle pivots, shot, kicked aside by Steve Fryer. Man, he is looking good. 23 shots faced, 20 saves for the former Mammoth goaltender.
That might be a little thing there, but you know that rebound went right out to Biles, right, which is a big break for Rochester.
Nice stick check there by Jordan Gillis. Ball loose. Going to be picked up here by Jeffrey. Numbers on the run. Ward Jeffrey. Oh, and a big hit there by Dawson on Warren Jeffrey.
That's going to get a penalty.
And it'll be a back-in call.
Wow.
And Paul Dawson hates the call, and I kind of tend to agree.
I think it was one of those where Jeffrey just didn't see him coming. And Paulie Dawson is known to be a very tough player. I don't think he's known to be a dirty player, you know, so he's not happy about it. Letting the ref know how he feels about it, but nonetheless.
I'd let the ref, you know, that's, referee saying he hit him from behind. You know, what's tough there is there's 2 officials looking at the play, and they don't call it. It's a trail official coming in.
And Colorado will call a timeout here. Didn't even extend his arms there.
Yeah, he said he hit him from behind.
So Sean Williams will look to draw something up here for his power play unit. They're 1 for 1 so far. It was a goal by Chris Wardle as he picked off a clearance pass and then beat Steve Fryer low to the far side. And Pat O'Toole and Mike Hazen will talk to their defense to see what they can muster up.
I know there's still obviously another half to play, but this is a big 30 seconds here for both clubs. You know, can Rochester make one stop, you know, to get into halftime at 7-3? Or can Colorado, you know, they have momentum scoring the last 2. You know, this place will erupt here if they can go in, you know, being only down 3 goals.
Digby, Lee, Rouet, Wardle, McLaughlin. Under 30 to go in the half. Lee, shot. Oh, it went through Fryer and off the post. Long flip up ahead. And Tyler Carlson active out of his crease. He's going to run right to the bench when they go 6-on-5 here. Maybe hold for one final possession. Lee, McLaughlin, behind the net. That doesn't connect. Got to be careful. Empty net. And this one will go wide. And fortuitous break for the Rochester Nighthawks. They don't get scored, but Colorado will have 90 seconds available for them on the power play when we start the second half. 3 goals in the first half for Colorado, matches a season low. 3rd time this season they've only had 3 goals in a half. As the fans rain a chorus of boos towards a few of the Rochester players, including Paul Dawson. We'll hear from Turner Evans, who's down with John Gallant right now. Johnny.
Thanks, Ted. You know, much different first half for you guys tonight than last night. What has made you guys so successful offensively?
I think tonight we just came into the game. We had a game plan to move the ball and move our feet and keep everything hot offensively. And we started the game off that way. We've kind of got away from it a little bit here. So coming into the half, we can regroup and try to get back to what we started with tonight.
talking about regrouping there, you know it's a game of runs and momentum. Every game is in the NLL. What would you like to see your offense continue to do and your team to pick up a little bit here in the second half?
I think offensively it just comes down to Will getting through the middle of the floor, keeping your feet moving and not staying to the outside. So that's one thing we can do better here to make us successful tonight.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny. And Turner Evans making it right. They can't be satisfied. They got to continue to. Uh-oh. A bunch of mini Wild Bunch out on the floor entertaining us here at halftime as Rochester leads Colorado 7-3. The Colorado Mammoth drafted rookie Dylan Kinnear in the third round of this past year's entry draft, and so far so good for the Alberta native. He's contributed, he's gotten in and out of the lineup, and he's found himself a bit of a home on that left side. Before the start of the season, we caught up with Nearsy, and let's have a look at what he had to say about his path to the NLL.
Dylan Kinnear was just drafted this last offseason and is already making an impact on the team. Let's take a look back at his lacrosse journey.
Behind the back, and he scores. Dylan Kinnear with a beauty. Kinnear just goes top shelf, no look.
I was born in Winnipeg. I grew up in Calgary. I have a younger brother, and I live with my mom and dad in Calgary right now, and I go to school. I like to fish, I like to go camping, get outdoors, stuff like that. I go to hockey games. Not too much of a homebody. My grandpa played lacrosse in Winnipeg way back, and then my dad saw a flyer at a hockey rink and signed me up. That's how I started with lacrosse when I was young. I played at Ohio State for 1 year and Towson for 3 years. Wore 55 in the summer, so I figured I'd wear it again. I don't know, I like double numbers, like 4, 4, 5, 5, so I just chose a double. My favorite lacrosse moment was playing in the 2017 Minto Cup because it was just the biggest stage I'd ever played on at that time. The style of play I bring, I'm a physical goal scorer. Hi, I'm Dylan Kinnear. I play forward for the Colorado Mammoth.
If you noticed in that one picture, he was standing next to side Mammoth teammate Brett Craig. Still had the long hair. When we come back, Jamie and I will break down the first half from Denver, Colorado. Colorado Mammoth Lacrosse at the Loud House is brought to you by your hometown Toyota stores in the powerful 2020 Toyota RAV4. And by Geico. 15 minutes to save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Back here at halftime inside the Pepsi Center, Mammoth got a bit of catching up to do. They went 29 plus minutes without a goal in that first half, and that's not a recipe for success. Jamie Shuchuk, Teddy Jenner, what do you think was the issue in that first quarter?
For the Mammoth, they came out flat, right? I think Pat Coyle said it great. We were playing like a team who thinks they can just show up, and it's definitely an uncharacteristic 30 minutes there for the Colorado Mammoth, but you know Pat Coyle is going to have some words for his guys, and there's a lot of leadership in that room and a lot of heart and hustle there, so I think we're going to see a different team here in the second half.
We've seen this team have tough first half and come out of the break firing, so expect to see that here tonight. Let's go to the first half highlights, and as it's 1-0 after Paul Dawson scored, Colorado gets their first on the board by Jake Rui in transition.
Yeah, he came flying off the bench there, and it was good momentum shift there for the Colorado Mammoth, but the Rochester Nighthawks came right back. They've been moving the ball well in the power play. We've seen Highfield score 2.
That's 5-1. They get it to 6-1. They make it 7-1. Highfield scores a couple. Uncharacteristically, Dylan Ward gets pulled, and we may not see him for the rest of the night. And then Dylan Evans scoring out transition. That was the last goal by Rochester. Then Colorado would get one by Chris Wardle on the power play, and then they'd get a second from Tyler Digby with the man advantage.
Yeah, it was a good momentum shift there. The Mammoth are going into the second half, down by 4, not a position they'd like to be for Rochester. I think it's key to just keep their foot on the gas. You can see they're winning the ground ball battle, right? They have more saves than the Mammoth, and they definitely own that first half. Definitely didn't play like they did last night.
Those are your Bet MGM first half stats, and Colorado will start with 1.5 minutes on the power play, so an excellent opportunity early on to get some momentum. It's been a crazy month of February, and now we're into March. We're on the back half of the National Lacrosse League season. So, as we got some time, let's take a look back at your NLL Plays of the Month presented by Geico.
that goal, has the ball again, now to the net, Doby, behind the back and scores! Dane Doby, second of the night, and it's a pretty one.
Can't get a shot off, great play by Merrill, empty net, will it go in? Oh, he scored! Are you kidding me? A 200-foot goal from the captain, Brody Merrill. And the rush. Heading on down on a 2-on-2. Here's a shot that I believe they score! Saskatchewan with a 16-15 victory. If this one will count.
Church for McIntosh. Matthews, quick stick. Are you kidding me? By Dylan Ward. I don't believe what I just saw. That's the save of the year right there.
With possession, 2 game-winning goals this year. He dips under, looks for another. Give off to a teammate. This is Doby. Dane Doby scores! Welcome back, Dane Doby. Take a look at this replay of Dane Doby. Do it to him, Dane. Second half coming up. Get yourself a fresh drink. It's the Mammoth in Rochester from Denver, Colorado on Altitude Sports and BR Live. Colorado trailing Rochester 7-3 as we get set for the second half here inside the Pepsi Center. If you love the NLL like Jamie and I do, you'll love all the highlights on our socials. Get the best goals, saves, and action during the games and during the week on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and NLL.com. We'll send it down to Johnny momentarily, but initial thought as we get set for the second half, it looks like it is going to be Tyler Carlson going the distance.
Yeah, I don't think that really matters at this point. I think, we've heard Joey Capito say that they're a second half team, so that's what we got to expect out of them. But, this is where they do need to take advantage of this Rochester team who has playing their second game back-to-back nights.
John Gallant with assistant captain Robert Hope. Johnny.
Thanks, Ted. Robert, there was a lot of leadership in that room. What was the message between the leaders and Pat Coyle at halftime?
I think the biggest thing, just learn from their mistakes. We didn't have the best start, obviously. They have some great shooters. I think we need to get out of their hands a little bit more. Stop transition. Their offense was a little slow getting started. Just stick to our game plan. We made a game plan. We weren't really following it there, so that kind of hurt us off the start.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Guys.
Do you agree?
100% agree. And it just goes to show you, I think that's Robert Hope, Dan Coates, those guys on the back end are the leaders of this team. And you can see the calmness or the composure in his voice there. And I think that's very crucial. They know that wasn't their best half, but we've seen this team. This leadership group of the Mammoth has been together for 3 to 5 seasons. Dan Coates leading the way. So I think that's an advantage they have over the Rochester Nighthawks here going in the second half.
Off the draw, Colorado gets possession. Let's see if they can take advantage of this power play with a minute and a half remaining. Digby will set it up, give it off to Liger, down low, Wardle, inside, Digby, score! Simple and easy from Digger, 2 passes in the back of the net. It's a 3-goal game, 7-4.
Well, and that's all it takes to get your teammates going, and Tyler Digby is that guy. He's got a ton of energy, and we talk about his hands as a player. He just catches this. Steve Fryer waiting for a fake there, and Digby just snaps it to that top right corner, and his height is such a clear advantage. When he gets that stick up over his shoulder, most players can't go high to high like that, and that's a huge goal to get the boys going 22 seconds into the half.
It's now a 3-goal game. Shots are even 25 apiece. Digby, his second of the night, 4th as a Mammoth. And that's exactly the start you're wanting if you're head coach Pat Coyle. Off the draw. Capito has it, brings it near side, Jordan Gillis. Gillis will wait, give it off to Ryan Lee. They'd really like to get him going here in the second half. McLaughlin. Digby. Ryan Lee. Oh, they tried to find McLaughlin on a skip pass, and it was picked off by Ryland Reese. Reese on the run, Lint's gonna cut it down. He'll take a shot, a nice save there by Carlson. As Reese tried to go 5-hole, long bomb pass to Chris Wardle. Delayed penalty coming up here to Rochester. The Mammoth bench hates it. I think it's going to be a too many men call. Digby to McLaughlin. Down low Wardle. Oh, he just missed a bouncer. Rebound Lee. 8 on the shot clock. McLaughlin. Lee. Wardle in the corner. Got to get a shot off, and they had an open look, but they won't find it, and the clock will expire. Mike Hazen is furious with the officials.
We got somebody else coming in the box.
And so the in-home be Dan Mickle have to come over and serve this one.
Penalty.
Number 23.
Rochester penalty, 2 minutes, illegal substitution.
And these are the breaks that the Mammoth need to have here. And took advantage of coming out on that 5-on-4, and they go right back to it.
2 for 2 so far with the man advantage. And both power plays didn't take a lot of time.
Hey, you know what that means, loud?
Digby to McLaughlin. Down low Wardle. Up top Lee. Twister, nice save there by Steve Fryer as Digby set the seal for Lee. Digby gonna play inside the dot. McLaughlin to Lee. Wardle one timer, and Fryer got across post to post. And Wardle screaming for a back in, they're not gonna get it. Running the floor is Matt Bennett. He gives it off to Turner Evans.
Sorry, Teddy, when Digby and Dawson are in that middle, there are two big humans in that middle. There's not a lot to shoot at if you're a Colorado Mammoth shooter on those points. That the only thing open is those skip passes. Dawson's sitting down, Digby's there, and there's not a whole lot to shoot at.
Here comes the man power play with 1:02 remaining on the man advantage. Digby will play the shooter. McNabb will set it up this time. Digby to McNabb, play 1-2. McNabb will shoot and he put it wide. And that'll go not off anybody, straight out of play. It'll be Rochester possession. Quickly up the floor come the Nighthawks. Rylan Reese bobbled it, picks it right back up. A couple fresh bodies out the front door for the Nighthawks. Liam Osborne trying to drive underneath on Warren Jeffrey, not an easy task. Far side Bridle. He's watched there by John Lintz, and Bridle will just roll into the corner. Good defense by the Mammoth. Still 20 seconds to go on this man advantage. Can they make this a 2-goal game? It was 7-1 at one point. They slowly scored the last 3. Lee. Shot. That hit Paul Dawson, never made it through. And Dan Mickle will step out of the box unless they shoot early. Got to be careful. Mickle's going to go all the way down the floor. And Colorado realizes that Digby will head off. Loose ball behind Fryer. There to pick that one up was Tyler Biles as it almost made its way to the goal line.
Yeah, by Mickle getting out of the penalty box and immediately going into his offensive end, that totally threw off that Mammoth power play. They weren't sure what they should do, shoot the ball, get a guy back. But nonetheless, it forced not a great quality shot.
Here's Curtis Knight. Twister, leg saved by Tyler Carlson. Knight gets his own rebound.
Let's see if Rochester's able to get to the middle of the floor with pick and rolls. That was the one message Turner Evans talked about at the end of the first half, is they got to get to the middle.
Brett Craig trying to shut off a man near side. Now it comes to Curtis Knight. Late in the 30. Catoni to Knight, tucks it, takes it, try to go 5-hole, and Carlson again just holds his ground.
You know, Matt Giles standing behind me to my left is saying the same. We got to get to the middle, got to get to the middle. That shift, everything was on the outside. Just umbrella passing around left to right.
Here's Kinnear. McLaughlin gets chucked to the floor. McNabb will flip it to Lee. Comes around a Digby pick. One more to McLaughlin. 5 on the shot clock. McLaughlin trying to find a man cutting through, won't connect, and that loose ball gets picked up there by Bennett.
Jamie, Matt is talking about, Matt Giles, the assistant coach, offensive coordinator, is talking about backdoor cuts and back picks. What is he referring to there from an offensive perspective?
Well, I think the way that this Mammoth team plays off ball is they're fairly aggressive. So, I mean, if you can get those up picks off ball, you know, and have the ball swinging side to side, it's very difficult for the defense to cover and for the goaltender to see those shots.
Tyler Carlson looking real comfortable between the pipes here for the Mammoth, has helped them settle down since a slow start. If Colorado gets back closer, come back from the Loud House in the Mile High City. 7-4 Rochester still clinging to this lead here inside the Loud House. Do you know if you come to 1, 2, 3, or even 6 Mammoth games, there's benefits for you? Check out the Flex Plan, designed to be the most flexible plan for Mammoth fans. Plans come in packages of 12 or 18 tickets to use however you want throughout the entire season. Pick your game, the number of tickets, pick your seats. It's all up to you. Check out more details at ColoradoMammoth.com. How much has the tide changed in this game? In the opening quarter, shots were 18-8 for Rochester. Since 20-10 for Colorado. And they got themselves back to within 3. Here's Eli McLaughlin. Swings around far side. Rouet. McLaughlin. Lee cutting through, gets bumped off the ball. And they're going to call illegal push on Ryan Lee, so possession will stay here with Colorado in a fresh 30. Wardle. Trying to find McLaughlin, gives it off to Lee. Turns the corner now, McLaughlin will get it. Wardle with a bump pick on Thornberry. Rouet to Lee. Wardle was open for a split second, couldn't find him. Late in the 30, McLaughlin. Digby, shot, oh, hit the post in the back of Fryer, the ball's loose in the crease.
And Digby does a great job just snapping his wrists. That ball was in his stick for less than a second in, snapped the wrist. Right around the screen.
4 posts for Colorado as Rochester comes the other way. You can't leave Turner Evans open. And he cuts backside and banks it off Carlson's leg in the back of the net. That stops the 3-goal run. The lead's back to 4. It's 8-4 as Evans gets his 3rd of the night.
Well, and Turner Evans has been the spark for this Rochester team right from the beginning here. And again, you know, we talk about those backdoor cuts. You know, you see Holden Catoni cut the middle, draw 2 Mammoth defenders, and just a great feed there. And Turner Evans makes no mistake and pushes that lead back up to 4.
I'll wait for my man Pat Chavez to give me the official scoring, but I believe for Curtis Knight, that's assist number 6. Here comes Rochester off the draw. There's a shot right on target. And a big save by Tyler Carlson. Give assists tonight and Rylan Reese, who's got a pair of dimes tonight. Time of the goal, 6:21. Here comes Jacob Rouet. Around the top, can't find a lane, gives it off to Wardle. Kinnear sets the seal. Kinnear gets it on an isolation. Trying to back his man in. Spins, comes all the way back. One more, Rouet. Got to get a shot off. Rouet, Wardle, gets free. Shot, bouncer, hit a stick and never made it on target. Good defense there by Rochester.
Yeah, there's a stat for sticks in the lane, knocking passes down. The Rochester Nighthawks will be leading the Mammoth right now. They're doing a great job packing it in and shutting off those east-west passes.
Tim Edwards dropped his stick, now he'll find it. Nighthawks making a couple of changes. Late man is Turner Evans. Now Catoni with a head of steam, one-on-one on Gillis. Cuts back underneath, Catoni takes a chop. Near side, Liam Osborne. Driving, shooting, bouncer, and he put it wide to go into the netting. It'll be Colorado ball. Both defenses playing nice here in the middle part of the 3rd quarter, Johnny.
Yeah, they are. You know, they're packing that middle. They're being physical. You know, both teams are playing defense, one hand on their stick. Right, so there's a lot of clutching and grabbing. But they're being physical inside, and they got goalies behind them who are stopping those outside shots.
McLaughlin takes a shot, another soak shot, ball loose. It'll fall to Ryan Lee. One more McLaughlin. Got to get a shot off. Digby down low, one timer. Oh, and Lee missed the net. He had the angle.
Yeah, that was a good look there. Steve Fryer was definitely not going to get there, and Brian Lee would have put that on the net. It would have been in.
Well, Rochester will start with possession deep in the Mammoth zone. Near side, Dallas Bridle. Comes off the screen, trying to find somebody. Gonna come back near side. Knight got away with a moving screen, but Bridle will take the shot, and Carlson had it, didn't know where it was.
Well, that last goal by the Rochester Nighthawks has given them a little life of energy here. You can see the last 3-4 shifts, there's been an extra little spurt in their step here.
Here comes Chris Wardle. It's a power play goal here tonight. Skips it over to Digby off the bench far side. Digby to lead, diving shot. Oh my God, he scored, they'll wave it off. Oh my goodness, that would have been beautiful. Here comes Rochester the other way. Coyle hoping for some sort of replay. He's gonna get it.
Ooh, that's a good goal.
I'm throwing that flag in a heartbeat.
The flag. Yeah, that's a good goal for sure.
This is even better than the Turner Evans goal.
You know, we've seen Ryan Lee score these crease dives. He is not called in the crease very often, and I didn't think, you know, just from our viewpoint way up here, didn't look like he was in the crease, but when you look at that first initial replay, I think Pat Coyle is going to win this challenge.
And Pat Coyle says, hey, I know you got to make the call with what you see, but in my opinion, it wasn't close. But we'll go to the replay. And Pat Coyle giving the thumbs up to the replay crew here inside the Pepsi Center.
And again, we see that, you know, that not only the finish, but that pass too. I think, you know, you're starting to see, you know, whoever's out there for the Mammoth, the chemistry and the cohesion and the trust that these guys have. You know, we saw Tyler Digby, he's kind of flashed his stick there, and Eli McLaughlin hit him earlier in the game, and, you know, Digby to Lee, catches it, all one motion. The athleticism there is incredible, guys. To be able to catch that ball and also change up your momentum with your stick and pull it back to the short side. There's not too many goaltenders in the league that are going to stop those.
That is one of the best one-time alley-oops I've seen in quite some time. And this will be a good look from behind. Just look at the athleticism to catch that, put it over his shoulder and stay elevated. That is as clean as they come.
That is a beauty.
And a massive goal. And Lee's pointing right at him and saying, you're wrong. So for Lee, his first of the night, team leading 23rd of the regular season. Here's Ryan
the call on the field is overturned. The shooter puts the ball in prior to coming down to goal.
And I think that's a confidence booster, not only for this Mammoth team, but Ryan Lee. You know, we've seen him put this team on his back. You know, and the Mammoth are at the point now, they're down by 3, where every single Rochester goal they are going to need to answer right away. And again, another replay there. What a great finish by Lee.
That'll be on plays of the week, plays of the month, and most likely plays of the year. What a goal from Leeser. And it's back to a 3-goal game, and that's a big goal for the Mammoth. Now 8-5 with 6:22 remaining in this third quarter. Still a lot of lacrosse to go. Give the lone assist to Tyler Digby. Time of the goal, 8:38, and Colorado's going to get possession off the ensuing draw. Both coaches 1 for 1 on challenges tonight. Here is Lee. Gets a pick from Rouet, skips it near side. Now Rouet will take a shot. He got knocked off balance. The ball goes right to Ryan Lee, 14 on the shot clock. McLaughlin to Kinnear. Lee, shot, off the right toe of Fryer. He never saw it. Up into the netting, new 30 again here. And Johnny, as you mentioned, these are the moments where you got to start taking advantage of a tired team.
That's right. You know, you got momentum. You won the face-off. You got to reset.
Oh, Lee scores again! Diving, driving, scoring. Ryan Lee's got back-to-back. It's 8-6.
Yeah, and I said it, you guys. Once he scores, it feels good. He scores in bunches. And, you know, you mentioned the second chance opportunity there. I thought the Mavs did a good job settling it down. And, you know, Ryan Lee left wide open on the backside. And he knows what he's doing before he even catches this ball. And C. Fryer just late to get over.
2 goals, 34 seconds for Ryan Lee. And Colorado's got a little momentum. They're jumping around here inside the Pepsi Center. 5:45 remaining. Lee from Rouet and Wardle. Come on! Lightning! 3 straight! It's a 1-goal game!
Rochester's going to be upset here. One referee blew the play down and was talking to the Rochester players, and the other official blew the play in. And we saw something very similar last week against Philadelphia. But anyway, Capito puts
And
it
there's
in.
a flag from Mike Hazen. As Capito is tiptoeing. How are the ballet shoes this week, Joe?
Well, he scored an identical goal that got called back in the second quarter. And, you know, Capito did a very good job keeping his feet out of the crease there.
Fowler's been a busy guy on these replays. If it stands, that's 3 goals in 42 seconds, including the last 2 that come 8 seconds apart. Fowler's like, I was just talking to you guys. Here's a look at Capito's feet. Right foot's good, left foot's good, right foot's good, left foot's good. Oh, baby. Ooh, that right foot.
Foot's in.
Udding is kind of in the way.
I think it's down right.
We might need an overhead. I think that's in. And Capito is going to be denied.
His foot's down
again
before he even releases the ball there.
Good eyes, Shuey. This one won't help. I think he's a size 9, needs to be a size 8.5.
That's all it was just those toes on that line.
And that's the second time he's had Fryer down and out. But Fowler still looking extra close at this one. It's going to be the last foot. And Rochester's coming out to the offensive side of the floor, and here comes Ryan Fowler. And here is the call.
After the shooter's foot touches down inside the crease prior to the ball crossing play in the goal, as such, calling field overturned, no goal.
So whatever that stat was about goals in 42 seconds and 8 seconds apart, chuck it out the window. It's still 2 goals in 34 seconds. And it's still a 2-goal game. But it'll be Rochester ball, and Mike Hazen's 2 for 2.
After Ryan Lee's last goal. So can we get our woo?
Well, here we go. 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. This game has all of a sudden found some life. Into the corner, Turner Evans. Around the top, Mikko back to Evans. Near side, Curtis Knight. Stutter step. Nice job by Hope to jump out in the lane. Evans spinning. Inside flip, doesn't connect. Loose ball picked up there by Brett Craig. Former junior teammate of Dylan Kinnear. Craig's gonna run, and Wisely will pull out. Thought about driving in the net. What will give it off to Chris Wardle. Wardle one-on-one with Rylan Reese. Gonna match up all night. Wardle pump fake. Now he'll shoot. Oh, he had Fryer down and out. But Fryer will make the save and hold it for the TV timeout. It was a 6-goal game in the first half. It's now a 2-goal game with just under 20 minutes of regulation to play. Come back. We're gonna have a frantic finish here from Denver, Colorado at Altitude NPR Live. 8-6. Rochester still leading Colorado as we have 4:51 remaining here in the third quarter from Denver. Mammoth Lacrosse returns to the Loud House as they take on division rival Calgary on Friday, March 20th, 7:30 p.m. for the 11th annual Lacrosse Out Cancer Game, presented by Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children. Lacrosse Out Cancer is the Mammoth signature fundraising event that raises awareness of this terrible disease and celebrates the survivors. Funds from the uniform auction and a portion of each ticket sold will be donated to help the Mammoth Lacrosse Out Cancer for Good. Tickets start at just $10. Check it out at coloradomammoth.com. Johnny, how is it going down there between the benches? This game has found some real life.
Yeah, it has, both on the floor and the talking between benches has obviously picked up a little bit. You know, you guys have mentioned all night, you know, Rochester doesn't have anything to lose here. You know, and they're putting in a great effort, and, you know, Colorado's trying to fight their way back.
So here comes Rochester. Bridle, Mikko, Katoni, far side. Survey, back to Dallas Bridle. Into the corner, Liam Osborne. And that'll be an illegal screen. Oh, it might even be a penalty. And Colorado will head back to the man advantage. And you mentioned, Johnny, earlier in this game when it was 7-1 that Mike Hazen was preaching, stop transition, don't put them on the power play, and unfortunately they've been giving Colorado those opportunities.
Number 23, 2 minutes illegal cross check.
You know, when you're Rochester Nighthawks and you know you haven't had the success that you'd like to have, you know, in this season. You know, you got to play on an almost perfect game, and they have for a majority of it. But all three coaches down here are preaching composure, composure, composure.
Colorado 2 for 3 on the power play. 6 shots. McLaughlin, Wardle couldn't handle the pass. Wardle again. Eli, now Tyler Digby who's setting it up. Ryan Lee around the top to Wardle. What timer? Score! Wardle's got a pair on the man advantage. It is a 1-goal game, 8-7, as Wardle has a pair.
Yeah, the power play does it again by great ball movement, and Chris Wardle, he kind of pops up, knows the pass is coming. Typically, when Ryan Lee gets the ball there, he's shooting it, and I think Lee's been working on his passing skills a little bit because earlier in the year, he would shoot that. Now he's seeing goaltenders are coming out to challenge him, playing that high arc, and he's got to look for the back door, and that pass is right on the money, and Chris Wardle doing what he does best.
And if you notice in that replay, he was actually looking at Eli McLaughlin to get Fryer to stay high, and then he skipped it to Wardle, who one-timed it in the back of the net. 1 goal game, 4:08 remaining. Colorado now 3 for 4, the man advantage. Wardle from Lee and Digby, 10:52 on the power play. And for Wardle, that's his 6th point of the night. Rochester gets the ball off the possession.
That's a great ground ball.
Rochester bench screaming for a reset as their shot clock's all the way down low. Knight with a shot saved there by Tyler Carlson. Whoop! Almost scooped it loose into his own net, but there's Brett Craig. Here comes the offense. Liger. Patient, watched there by Ryland Reese. McNabb, McLaughlin, comes back on the Kinnear one. Tyler scores! Third quarter hat trick for Ryan Lee. And we are all tied up at 8.
It looked like McLaughlin was going to come around that and shoot the ball, but again, we see this Mammoth team where they're so good at these east-west passes. They're always looking for the skip, and the pass gets through. Steve Fryer way out of his net. Had absolutely no chance there. We saw Lee was the passer on the last skip pass, and there he's the finisher. And again, he's coming on and leading this team with his 3rd goal of the night.
It was 7-1 Rochester, and now a 7-1 run for Colorado has us all tied up at 8. We got ourselves a brand new ball game. Lee from McLaughlin and Jake McNabb at 10:52. Here comes Rochester. Into the corner, Liam Osborne. Knight laid off the bench. Down to Evans. Shot through a screen, goes well wide. It'll bounce off the board, picked up here by Curtis Knight. Late in the 30, Knight driving. Inside feed, oh, that one just over top of the net. It'll be a shot clock violation.
I think that pass was supposed to go to Turner Evans on that backside.
Can Colorado take their first lead of the game? Here comes Wardle. Skips it to Lee. He'll shoot a bouncer, goes well wide. And then it'll hit Pepsi Vision. too often you see a ball hit that big board.
I mean, it's probably the biggest jumbotron in the league, but you're right. And that one bounced off, and it's going to be Rochester ball.
Thornberg gives it off to Knight. Near side, Dallas Bridle. One-on-one with Hope, comes around the top, thought about a shot. Gives it to the late man, Liam Osborne, shot on target. Saved Tyler Carlson. Brett Craig walks the dog, got transition, Edwards. Rouet scores! What a comeback for this Mammoth squad. They scored 8 of the last 9, and they lead at 9-8 as Rouet gets his second of the night.
Well, I think what Robert Hope said there coming out of halftime is exactly right. They did not follow their game plan. Now we're seeing, you know, the Colorado Mammoth play, Colorado Mammoth lacrosse right now. Rouet, nothing special there. Does a great job going hard to the cage and quick catch and shoot, and beat Steve Fryer, and the boys are up by 1.
Great play by Tim Edwards. Faked that shot, got the defender to slide, then made the pass to Rouet. Colorado's got 5 goals in the last 6 minutes and 53 seconds. They lead at 9-8. Oh, up ahead. Here comes Rochester's shot. Oh, off the crossbar. Penalty coming to Hope. But I think, Johnny, that might be a good penalty to take.
Yep. You know, anything to disrupt an offensive player going to the net in that situation.
As Udding found his way underneath
Colorado
Robert Hope.
number 18, 2-minute slashing.
He's going to get a slashing minor.
A good opportunity for the Nighthawks here to get some momentum back and take the life out of this building if they can pot one.
Let's kill this penalty. Defense, come on. Defense.
Rochester to the power play. 2 for 3 so far in the night. Catoni, shot, hit a stick. Loose ball picked up by Lintz, ball's free. Carlson, nice job to reach out and find that loose ball. Up ahead to Lintz, takes it off the bounce. Got to get over center, he does.
1 minute remaining in the quarter.
Last minute in the third quarter. Unbelievable game here in Denver. Hope you're enjoying wherever you're watching. On Altitude or Beer Live. Even our friends out there in the Genesee River Valley of Rochester, New York. McLaughlin, Lee, step back, pivot shot, hit Paul Dawson. 35 remaining in the quarter. Dawson will bring it up to center, flip it to Catoni.
Let's kill this penalty, come on. Defense.
Highfield to Catoni, they play 1-2. Now Curtis Knight. Highfield trying to run a screen. Curtis Knight shot, saved Carlson, ball loose in his crease, and he clamps down and finds that loose ball. They'll float it to Jordan Gillis. Last 10 seconds of the quarter. Digby to Lee. And they'll be smart, just hold on, let's let the quarter run out. And Leo fire one late, right on target. Wow, what a third quarter for the Colorado Mammoth. They're up 9-8. Come back, catch your breath. We got an exciting final 15. Back inside the Lighthouse House in La Crosse as the Mammoths score 6 in the third quarter to take a 1-goal lead. Next weekend, the NLL Game of the Week moves to Buffalo as Steve Priolo and the Bandits welcome Callum Crawford and the Black Wolves to Key Bank Center. Catch all the action live and free on VR Live, Twitter, and Facebook starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Callum Crawford, bit of a cheat code, scored 2 unbelievable goals yesterday. They look almost identical. We're going to see him here in a couple weeks. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, and the Mavs are going to have their hands full with him. Callum Crawford is one of the best one-on-one offensive players that the game has ever seen, and you know he's a big reason that the New England Black Wolves are sitting atop their division.
All right, 15 minutes in regulation. Colorado's got their first lead of the night, 9-8. Shots are tied, 36 apiece. Still 15 on this power play for Rochester, a chance to tie it up. Catoni, Mickle, Catoni down to the corner, right back, Highfield shot. Nice stick check there by Dan Coates, ball loose. Late in the shot clock. Highfield, double clutch shot saved by Tyler Carlson. Quickly up ahead to Hope. For a second, I had no idea who was passing. I didn't know Coates had gone down the floor that fast. Here's Ryan Lee, had a third quarter hat trick. Really sparked his club to get back into this game. Rouet and a Wardle. Lee flashes through. Rouet thought about shooting through the screen. One more pass was behind Eli. 5 in the shot clock. McLaughlin thought about going behind the net. Turns the corner, Rouet. One more Lee, got to get a shot off. And that'll be a shot clock violation as Lee kind of planted wrong and went the wrong way, but 30 seconds used. Here comes Rochester's offense.
Interesting to see the adjustment Fryer's going to make. He came in, talked to Patty O'Toole, I got to be back on my crease because they're getting those skip passes. Let's see if the Mammoth take advantage of that and shoot from the outside.
Knight, inside feed. Mikko couldn't hold on to it late in the 30. Was that Dylan Evans trying to yell there, Johnny? Attempting TL, I mean?
Oh, that was Dylan Ward. Dylan Ward trying, you know, it's a little different in my right ear. Yes, he doesn't sound like Carlson. But from the Rochester perspective, and I'll let this penalty be called here before we move forward.
Penalty. 2 minutes, illegal cross check.
The two things that Rochester was preaching here at that break was Fryer's going to stay on his line, or stay on the goal line, so he's not going to come out as far, and they got to get to the middle offensively.
Here comes the power play. Second chance this quarter already. Outside shot, oh, that hit Carlson right in the mask. Long bomb pass, Capito, oh, we just missed it. Able to corral it off the end board, so nice job by Lightning to run onto that one.
On Colorado's side, they like the movement and the cutters they're having. They like that east to west passes and the cutters. They want to keep that momentum and energy up here in this fourth quarter.
Capito down to Lee. Backdoor cut by Wardle, won't feed him. Late in the 30, they'll just eat it. And Dylan Evans will bring it up the floor, flip it to Holden Katoni. Here comes the offense for Rochester. Curtis Knight on the far side. Katoni, Turner Evans. Katoni, backhand flip Evans, trying to get to the middle of the floor. Carlson again with a great save. Oh, can Lightning run onto this one? Fryer baited him and then reached out at the last minute. Pito might have been a little tired between that last sprint up the floor.
Not as much air under Carlson's passes as we see Dylan Ward there.
Here come the Nighthawks. Evans to Tony. Evans, pump fake shot, saved by Tyler Carlson. Evans had him on his toes. The TC is in the zone.
Yeah, that was pretty. Evans wanted to shoot right away, but he had a teammate in the crease and had to hang on to it. And Carlson came way out to challenge him. Robert Hope standing right in front of him, too.
So, Mammoth with 5 seconds remaining on the minor, looking to kill the rest of this off. Craig out of the box. Rochester trying to fire one late. Here come the Nighthawks. Curtis Knight. Turner Evans. Doesn't have anybody to feed to. Good defense here by the Mammoth. Watch there by Gillis. Up top, Corey Highfield. Outside shot goes wide. Loose ball. Highfield can't find it. Gives a shot to Sullivan. Sullivan brushes it off. Picks up possession. And Wardle on the far side tells Sully, just slow things down. Let's get fresh bodies out on the floor.
And you got Highfield caught on defense here. It'll be interesting to see if the Mammoth go at him in the two-man game.
Outside shot there by Jake McNabb. Not exactly what you're hoping for, Shuey.
Nope.
Now they got Digby stuck on Mammoth defense.
Oh, unlucky break for Colorado as Rochester throws it away. Up ahead, McNabb got McLaughlin with him. Oh, the pass was behind Eli. And now, as this game kind of turns into a bit of a track meet, starting to see some tired legs. Knight, near side holding Katoni. Tony spins off his check, feeds Bridle. Good defense there by Brett Craig. Nice pickup by Katoni off the one hop. And Carlson will find it. Here comes the captain, Dan Coates. Under 10 minutes to go in regulation. Mammoth clinging to a 1-goal lead. The only lead they've had all night. Rouet turns the corner. Eli, Lee. Wants the shot, won't take it. Give it off to Chris Wardle. Late in the 30, got to get a shot off. Kinnear, one more. Rooster shot. Oh, saved there by Flyer. Loose ball. Who's going to come up with it? And Rouet's going to get called for a push in the back. And we'll head to a TV timeout with 9:16 remaining here in regulation. What intense action we have from the Loud House. Don't go anywhere. It's Sunday Fun Day from Denver. The fans are loving it as Raising Cane sings us through the break. 9-8 Colorado leading Rochester. Let's take it around the league and check out some out-of-town scores. Halifax gets some redemption on Buffalo from last week as well, winning 9-11. Calgary holds on to beat Toronto 13-10, and Philadelphia comes back to beat Georgia 12-11. So we talk about it constantly, the importance of every game down this stretch. With the new divisional format, the wild card, you got to not only win games in your division, but out in your division as well.
Well, and the West is getting tight. You see, Saskatchewan's coming on. They got a big win this weekend, and Calgary gets a win, and the Mammoth riding their 2-game win streak here. So, especially the West, those top 3 positions, I feel, are going to be changing constantly from now until playoff time.
Here's Holden Katoni, one-on-one with Robert Hill. Bounce shot saved there by Tyler Carlson. He'll float it up ahead to Hope. Gillis will go off for a change, as will Carnegie. Hope leaves it for Jake McNabb. Wardle to Eli on the far side. Wardle gonna come to the high seal on Reese, skips it to Ryan Lee, driving, inside flip, Digby, oh, he just missed, short side bouncer. Loose ball, picked up by McNabb, later in the 30. Lee shot, saved by Fryer, and he was down early to make that save. Read it real well.
Let's keep your teachers fired up.
Here comes Big Paul Dawson. Skips it down. Near side, Corey Highfield. Tony. Bridle. Liam Osborne. Tony shot goes wide. That's going to be back over. Timmy Edwards is going to run onto this one. And the referee will blow it for over and back. Mammoth will come out with Dylan Kinnear. It'll start near side corner with the Rooster, Jacob Rouet, who's got 2 goals here tonight. Eli, Wardle. Bring it all the way near side, Ryan Lee. Thought about it, gives it off to Eli. Heavy shot, saved there, rebound, picked up. Oh, and another shot by Kinnear. Went off the butt end of Fryer's stick. Big save by Deep Fryer. Fresh 30 for the Mammoth. Got to take advantage of these situations. Ryan Lee. Wardle. Kinnear sets the seal. Shot by Wardle goes wide. Loose ball, going to ricochet off the boards. Chance here for Rochester on a break. Clear cut breakaway. Thorbear shot. Save Tyler Carlson. That was actually Willman, not Thorbear. It'll stay here, Rochester possession. That's another excellent save by the Cadillac. Turner Evans spinning off the Highfield pick. Watch there by Capito, trying to get underneath. Highfield pass, can't connect. Picked up there by Robert Hope. Colorado gonna run. Hope realize they don't have numbers and they'll slow it right down. They give it to Eli McLaughlin. 6:40 in regulation. McLaughlin, patient, gives to McNabb. Oh, he has it for McLaughlin wide open, scores! what a feed from the rookie Jake McNabb, who finally saw how open Eli was.
Yeah, he had time to set up a picnic there in front of the net, and Eli was hungry for that one. He, I think he knows he didn't have his greatest game last week, even though they won, and that's his first goal of the night tonight. And we saw Ryan Lee score in similar fashion. There's Eli McLaughlin just catching it, and simple reach around there to that far side. Very difficult for goaltenders to save. So good for Eli to get on the board and push his team to go back up by 2.
Time of the goal, 8:26. McLaughlin from McNabb. It's now a 2-goal game with 6:32 remaining. Here comes Rochester. Knight, Highfield shot off the post. Knight will get the rebound. Watched there by Lentz. Down in the corner. Dallas Bridle turns the corner, won't take the shot, skip it near side, Katoni. Katoni tonight. Thought about an outside shot, will tuck it in, give it off to Corey Highfield. 14 on the shot clock. Knight. Shot, oh, that one went off the post. That's back-to-back pipes. Oh, and Rochester wasn't paying attention. Highfield went for a change, and luckily Paul Dawson was wise to it and jumped out of the box and found that loose ball. Turner Evans. Curtis Knight. Knight threw a screen shot. Again, Tyler Carlson holds his ground and makes a key save for Colorado. Up ahead to Coates. He'll flip it to McLaughlin. Lee. Inside Feederaway just missed him. Loose ball. Kinnear battling with Dylan Evans. And can Kinnear come up with it? He gets knocked to the ground. Oh, and Lee lays a big hit on Evans. And he comes up with it, floats it to center. And Sullivan is there. Lee's getting in it with Willman. Loose ball. And it'll be a shot clock violation on Colorado, but good battle there by Lee and Dylan Kinnear. Rochester's not going to go quietly here. Under 5 to play, they trail by a pair. Near side, Katoni. Gets a pick from Evans. Knight, near side, Turner Evans. Stutter step, can't get a shot off. Good defense there by Coates. Evans turns the corner, takes a shot. Carlson again. And he'll hope for a whistle, and he'll get it. TV timeout with 4.5 to play. 10-8. Colorado's come all the way back and now have a bit of a cushion. Can they hold on? Come back to the end of regulation. It's the National Lacrosse League. Sunday fun day from the Loud House on Altitude NPR Live. 10-8 Mammoth leading Rochester. Time now for the Geico play of the game. And look at this. Alley-oop, originally called no goal. Pat Coyle through the flag, and Leeser took flight.
Absolute beauty. We talk about his athleticism, but I think Ryan Lee's one of those guys we have to start talking about, being the MVP of his team. This season he's been the most consistent Mammoth offensive player. We talked about guys like Dane Doby in Calgary putting his team on his back. Mark Matthews, we can argue that. I think Ryan Lee this season is becoming one of those guys.
We talked about that in the pregame, that with no Noble, no Greer, no John Grant, some of the big names in the past, Ryan Lee has really taken his game to the next level. Here he is right now. Lee driving underneath, turned back nicely by the defense of Rochester. Ray swings it to Wardle. Wardle to Lee. One more. Inside shot by Whitting, almost went in. Ball trickles on the backside. Digby gonna battle for it, but it's picked up there nicely by Paul Dawson. 4 minutes in regulation. Into the corner, Curtis Knight. Liam Osborne. All the way near side, holding Katoni. Katoni, outside shot. Oh, that's soaked by a defender. Ball loose. Where is it? All the way deep into the Rochester zone, and that'll be a shot clock violation. And it's been those important plays, guys soaking shots, getting in the shooting lane. Johnny, you've got to really be impressed with how this Colorado defense has come out in this second half.
Well, even before the game, head coach Pat Coyle mentioned how important the defense is to the entire team, with that leadership that they have in guys like Dan Coates and Joey Capito. You can see when things aren't going well, you know, that's the defense's job, is to hold things down until the offense can get going. And they've done a great job of that tonight.
Rochester running with numbers, and Carlson sliding on his knees. Makes another big save.
And we call Dylan Ward the wall. Tyler Carlson's coming in, doing his best Dylan Ward impression. And, you know, we haven't seen him get too many minutes so far this year, but we always talk about in these situations in the game, Dylan Ward always gives his team a chance to win, and Tyler Carlson is doing that tonight.
Inside feed to McLaughlin, doesn't connect. Nice job by Ryan Lee to find that ball up the sideboard. Wardle, McLaughlin, and the whistle goes. Not sure why.
Yeah, moving pick call here on this side.
Thank
the
you,
left
Johnny.
side of the floor.
And they're pulling Steve Fryer here with 2.5 to go. Rochester 6-on-5. Katoni. Knight. Katoni. Shot. Saved Carlson. Ball loose. Picked up there by Edwards. Ball still loose.
Big hit behind the Colorado Mammoth net there.
Nice job by Jeffrey. Got to get it over the timeline. And Jeffrey will do just that. 2 minutes in regulation. And Mammoth fans are on their feet early for the 90-second applause. That guy's having a good time. McLaughlin. Lee. Faked it. McLaughlin couldn't handle it. Colorado's just trying to work possession. They still got to try and get shots up. Wilman. Goalie out, 6-on-5. This is where Philadelphia capitalized on Colorado 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and after that game, Pat Coyle looked at me and said, man, we got to work on our 6-on-5. So it'll be interesting to see how they play.
Up top, Katoni's shot, and again Carlson with the save. Does he go for the open net? No, pumps it ahead to Gillis. And Gillis won't shoot. That's a smart play. Eating 30 is a lot better than missing an open net.
100%.
Wardle. Down low, McLaughlin. 8 on the shot clock. McLaughlin, Wardle, pivots, shoot, put it just wide. And will Rochester call timeout? They do. 53 seconds in regulation. Colorado has a 2-goal lead. Mike Hazen will call timeout, pull Steve Fryer, and try and draw something up here, 6-on-5. Tyler Carlson has 33 saves on 36 shots. That's a plus 90 save percentage. Unbelievable for a guy who came in, as you said, hadn't played a lot of minutes, has been really, other than his early years in Minnesota, a backup most of his career. But like we've seen with Steve Fryer in the past, and like we've seen with a lot of backup goaltenders, when you put them in tough situations, they want to do everything they can to help their team, and Carlson's been phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a backup goaltender. We know that when Dylan Ward is on a team, he's going to be your number one. But, you know, we saw Steve Fryer was a great backup to Dylan Ward. Every time he came in, you know, he didn't skip a beat. And Tyler Carlson, you know, getting his first opportunity here to close out a game this season.
So out of the timeout, 53 seconds in regulation. Fryer on the bench.
It looks like Fryer's going to stay here, guys. You know, whether Rochester is successful here or not, you know, they're going to stay and remain with these 6 offensive players on the floor.
Everybody on their feet, including Jamie Shuchuk. Katoni will start with a top center. Out there with Mickle, Evans, Knight, Bridle, and Liam Osborne. Oh. Outside shot, saved by Tyler Carlson. Loose ball, Gillis. He'll swim a check. Got Wardle up ahead of him. Oh, nice job picking off that pass by Udding. Up ahead, Evans. Watched there by Jeffrey. Slip move. 30 in regulation. Katoni down low. Pass doesn't connect.
Great check by
Gillis. Carnegie. And he just tries to ice it, and it's grabbed there by Katoni. 20. Inside feed. Shot. Save Tyler Carlson. Carnegie gonna ice it. 1 bounce. 2 bounce, just missed. But the Colorado Mammoth down 7-1. Outscore Rochester 9-1 the rest of the way. And what a win for Tyler Carlson and the Mammoth.
And that's something that, again, just goes to show you a win's a win in this league, and you're going to take them whether they're ugly or pretty. And you know, the Mammoth did not have a great first half there, but again, it just shows their resiliency, and it's a team effort. You know, Dylan Ward, a little shaky start. I don't think it was all him. I think defense and a little bit of him, but Tyler Carlson comes in, stands on his head, and you can see the confidence that the Mammoth defense have, no matter who's in between the pipes.
Rochester led 7-1, 17.5 minutes into this game. Colorado outscored them 9-1 over the final 42.5 to take the win, their 3rd in a row. They improved to 7-6, all alone in 2nd place in the West. Time now for our 3 stars of the game. And really, no doubt about it, Chris Wardle, your number 2 star, Curtis Knight, your number 3 star, but Tyler Carlson, first win of the season, 35 win in a relief effort.
Yeah, nice job by Curtis Knight just stripping the ball there for his team. Got going early, just could not weather the storm. The Colorado Mammoth, led by Chris Wardle and Ryan Lee up front.
We'll hear from our number 1 star shortly, but we talked about it. At that Vegas game, Colorado has really had a bit of a gut check, turned things around. They've won 3 straight at home. They got Calgary coming in here in 2 weeks. Then they got 2 games on the road. And Johnny Gallant has our number 1 star of the game, Tyler Carlson. Johnny.
Let's send it down to the floor with John Gallant standing by with Tyler Carlson.
Walk us through those moments when Pat Coyle looks down at you, tells you you're in. What's going through your mind, you know, as the backup goaltender?
I mean, there can't be anything other than let's go. It's my time, right? Obviously, we had a little change of pace there, so, I mean, it worked, right? So, kudos to the boys. We picked it up in the second half, and, yeah. And a lot of thanks to the people in the stands. Woo!
So let's talk about those boys, those guys you have in front of you, Dan Coates, Joey Capito, Robert Hope. How important is their leadership and their toughness, not only to the defense, but the entire team?
Oh, it's incredible. They can pick the team up just like everybody else on this team, right? They're great leaders. They know how to win, and they just know how to, they got ice in their veins. So when we need to be calm, cool, and collected, they know how to do it and how to bring the boys down and keep us on an even keel, and that's what we did tonight, and we came out with a W.
Talk about how resilient this club is. You're down 7-1, right? You come back, you get momentum. Obviously, the arena is cheering for you guys. How resilient is your club and your team here tonight?
I mean, it is what it is, right? The boys, we're down. It happens, right? It's a game of runs, right? It's a game of runs, and we know how to just keep on an even keel, come in there, and just do what we got to do, right? So, yeah.
Congratulations on the big win tonight.
Thank you.
One of the biggest team guys going, Tyler Carlson. TC, Hot Carl, the Cadillac, whatever you want to call him. He stepped in, he calmed the fellas down, and it really helped them onto this win. When we come back, Shu and I'll break it all down from the Loud House. Mammoth win it 10-8, what a game on PR Live and Altitude. Colorado Mammoth Lacrosse at the Loud House has been brought to you by Ford. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150, built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. Well, how about that for a Sunday fun day? Mammoth scores 7 in the second half for back-to-back games and beat Rochester 10-8 and one of the best games you will see. Back inside the Loud House, Jamie Shuchuk and Teddy Jenner will hear from John Gallant momentarily, but at 7-1, when they pulled Dylan Ward, they put in Tyler Carlson, you would have thought there would have been panic, but there wasn't. And they got a couple goals to get them within a few, then they get to halftime, and Robert Hope comes out and says, we didn't stick to our game plan, we're going to get back to it, and it showed.
Yeah, and we talk about the veteran leadership here. This group has been together in that locker room, you know, for 3 to 5 years, building that core group of guys who can lead. And it goes to show you, too, you can't predict any game in the NLL. I did not see Rochester coming up 7-1, and then it was a tale of two tapes there in the second half where the Mammoth just unloaded there in the third quarter.
It was a phenomenal game. Let's take a look at your highlights starting in the first half. Rochester got the first goal. They made it 1-1, did Colorado. And then Corey Highfield went on a tear and scored back-to-back.
Yeah, Highfield and Evans got the boys going here. And again, we mentioned they went up 7-1, took advantage of their opportunities. Kind of a sluggish start there for the Mammoth D. Chase Dylan Ward out, Tyler Carlson comes in.
And it was really rare to see Dylan Ward get tossed and stay out, but Tyler Carlson came in, held his ground. Dylan Evans gets this one. That was the goal that made it 7-1. And you really thought, what the heck is going on here? But as we said, Colorado found a way to slow things down. Chris Wardle got a power play goal. Tyler Digby got an extra man goal, and they started to get their feet going.
Yeah, Tyler Digby there scored that man up goal, and then Ryan Lee was the guy who came on fire. He had the highlight of the game. Might have been, in my mind, the highlight of the week here, but you know, here it is. Ryan Lee alley-oop, catches it in front of the crease, and this goal was a big momentum booster because that goal got called back, and they ended up calling it a good goal, and then the Mammoth never looked back from there.
They just started rolling, and Ryan Lee scored a third quarter hat trick. Everything was going his way, but they just started sticking to their game plan. Move your feet, move the ball, east to west passes, one off the picks, and there we see another perfect example, east to west. And Fryer knows these guys really well, having been a part of this team last year. And they kind of took advantage of that because they knew he kind of likes to play a little high and susceptible to those east-west.
Yeah, I think Steve Fryer did have a great game. I think it was just too much of it, that late onslaught that the Mammoth pushed forward. But again, it just goes to show you the Mammoth confidence and the leadership and the resilience they have in this team. They didn't panic there in the second half, and they came out and carried Tyler Carlson to the end.
Carlson makes 35 saves on 38 shots for 92.1 save percentage. There are your stats. Outshot, out loose balled, but they took it to him on the man advantage, and they really out-hustled him in the second half.
Yeah, and I think, you know, what the Mammoth need to take from this is they need to play a full 60 minutes, no matter who they play against. You know, maybe that score, seeing that they lost 19-7 last night, they kind of, you know, had some smiles on their faces. And like Pat Coyle said, this team cannot just show up and expect to win games. They're going to have to work for every W here in the National Lacrosse League.
Let's go down between the benches. John Gallant, one final thought. This was a tale of two halves. How did you like the resiliency and the bounce back from Colorado?
Well, it was fantastic, and you guys mentioned it earlier with their leadership and specifically on the defensive end. And, you know, speaking with Pat Coyle before the game, you know, he feels they had two tough losses this year, one in Vancouver, one in Las Vegas, you know, versus San Diego. And the way this game started, it looked like it was going to be a tough loss. But, you know, they did stick to their game plan. You know, they were able to shut the door down and offensively cutting through the middle, moving that ball east to west. We were able to get some of those high-quality shots they were looking for, and it really opens up for a monster game in 2 weeks when they play the Calgary Roughnecks. So, you know, it's not the start, and, you know, they're going to like to finish, and now they get a week off, and they're going to build on that before they face the Roughnecks.
Johnny, thanks very much. As always, great job between the benches. Jamie, one final thought. As Johnny said, we head to a bye week to the Mammoth, and then their favorite rival of all time comes to town, the Calgary Roughnecks.
Well, and I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Saskatchewan, Calgary, Mammoth, and you can even throw San Diego in there. Every single game, week by week here, now until playoffs, is a playoff game. These games are so important, and also, too, you can see the Mammoth are starting to gel. They're really starting to win in all different ways, and they have leadership and production from everybody on the floor. So it's great to see, and that's something they have to continue to ride to the end of the season.
One last time from the loudest house in lacrosse. Colorado takes it 10-8 over the visiting Rochester Nighthawks. The Colorado Mammoth return to action on Friday, March 20th, when division rival Calgary Roughnecks come to town. Catch the game on Altitude Sports and Entertainment as well as Bleacher Report Live. This has been a presentation of Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for the Colorado Mammoth. For myself, Teddy Jenner, along with Jamie Shuchuk and John Gallant, and the entire Altitude crew, we thank you for joining us tonight as the final score one more time. Colorado 10, Rochester 8. Good night from the Loud House.